Hey everyone, sorry for the delay. Can you see and hear me all right? There's a delay. You can see. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Tammy. Sorry for the delay. I don't know why I keep forgetting the proper order to get on stream or get my second camera on stream. I thought I was all set up and ready to go. I had my camera added and then I hit go live. And apparently that's not what you do. You have to go into your schedule first. I probably explained this 5,000 times. Okay, anywho, we'll get started since I'm running behind. And today we are going to use the Hues of Happiness suite. I have it bookmarked here, but let me try to get to the page. So we're going to use this today. The only thing we won't be using is the glossy dots, but we're going to use everything else. And thanks, Tammy. And I am going to do 4 cards today if time allows because, sorry, this is crooked. Because maybe it's my lamp that's crooked. Oh, nobody cares. Because I had to do a lot of die cutting beforehand since I die cut flowers from the paper, and I didn't want everyone to have to wait for that. So I'll show you the first card that we're going to do. This is the first card that we're going to make. Hopefully you can see it okay. Things don't always appear on my end, I think, as they appear everywhere else. Thanks, Tammy. I painted them just before my live. So definite benefit of doing gel is that it's fast. So this is the first card that we're going to make. And let me get out my little pieces here. Hopefully all goes well. So we have our little flower and our card base. So the card base is the typical 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 in thick basic white. And then we have a piece that I can't pick up of the DSP, and we are going to take, I'm just going to lay that flat. We are going to take the basic border dies to cut some edges into our DSP. Now, there really isn't any rhyme. He does need to bring you a nail lamp. He does, Tammy. Hint, hint, Jim. So we're going to take this die here that kind of looks like clouds. At least it looks like clouds to me. And Tracy, you will be proud. Post-its that you sent me. So there's no real, I'm hoping this will work. It's not going to work because I can't, it's a mini machine. Sorry, friends. I thought that I'd be able to use this, but I didn't think it through very well. So let me grab the big machine here. Okay. All right. Sorry for all the noise. Let's get this in here. Let's see if I can get myself on screen more. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I cut for the first one. I tried measuring these, and you know me, not very good at trying to figure out what goes where when it comes to trying to see if I can get the same measurements when I do this. So sorry for the shaking and the loud noise my machine is going to make. So we're going to cut that one first. And then what I'm going to do is gently remove this. So that's going to be our top piece there. Oops, this is going to have to go this way. Otherwise, our edges are not going to be correct. So I'm just eyeballing this area right here in the middle that doesn't get cut is where the other piece of designer series paper is going to show through. So I'm just gauging how much space I want there. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. It will look good whatever way you do it. Okay, and move this behind me here. Stick that on the mini. Okay. So all we need to do here is I'm just going to kind of eyeball these and see. So they're supposed to be about a 1/4 inch short all around. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this piece down. You can use either side. I was happy that I had ordered a full pack of this, but also had some 6x6 from a paper share. I ended up barely, after recreating the cards, having the same patterns to use. On one card, I had to use something different because I didn't have all the right patterns, but that's okay. This paper, everything coordinates. So just get your adhesive on, line up however you want. Sorry if my head gets in the way. So there we have that. And then we need to cut our sentiment, but first we are going to stamp our sentiment in Mossy Meadow. Oh, thank you, Jenny. You know, I love the basic border dies, and I think they get overlooked quite a bit. They are just great for doing fun things with your cards. Okay, so we're going to stamp this sentiment in Mossy Meadow. Oh boy, it looks like, just a second, I'm going to stamp this off on the other side. I think there's somehow cat hair gets to everything. Definitely with some of the, yeah, Jenny, this works great for any DSP, really. You could even do, you know, solid paper in the middle, solid paper for the edges. And with our DSP, since everything goes so well together, it's kind of limitless. All right, let's hope I left enough space for the die. Okay, so we are going to use the Stylish Shape dies, and this is a square, but I wanted to do it as a diamond, and I didn't leave enough space. Yay for 2 sides of paper. And the reason I did a diamond on the first card is I kind of wanted to cover the gap between the 2 border pieces, but I think that I made the middle a little bit wider than on the last one. So this is a good way to reuse your shapes if you don't have, you want to do something with your square, you can make a diamond. We absolutely do, Tammy. Our DSP is amazing. And I love that it's double-sided, because if there is a pattern on one side that you prefer over the other, then you can just go ahead and flip it on over. I already got ink on my fingers. All right, so the mini will work for this. And I think, actually, I need a clear plate too, I think. So most of you know I don't use this as intended. I don't use the, maybe this isn't the way I do it either. No, I use the dark one. Sorry, I always forget. Maybe I need to write this down for myself, you think? Anyways, I do this sandwich just to get the plates through without staggering them. Sorry for this table shaking. All right. I don't know what is on this stamp that's making little splotches. I cleaned it off last night, so I guess I'll have to figure that out. So there's our little diamond in the center. Keep sticking the Post-its to myself. All right, let's get rid of this gray one here so I don't pick that up again. And then we have our little flower here. This is die cut from the paper. Actually, I'm going to not do that first. I'm going to do that after I get my other stuff down. Another great thing about our paper is that quite a few of the patterns have dies that coordinate with images on the paper. So you can just cut those out and they're already done for you. No stamping or coloring. I'm looking for adhesives here. Okay, who wants to see something, well, funny to me? How old is this packaging? I went to dig out. Hey, Jason, so good to see you. Thanks for popping in. You're never late. I was looking for my stash of dimensionals. I think I must have several packs of these. I'm sure they're still work fine. I pulled them out and I thought, wow, such old packaging. But they're working good. Okay, so we're going to put this right about here. It just kind of helps to cover up some of the space on the bottom of the diamond there. And then we are going to use the heart pearls. I love the heart pearls. And we're going to use the ones that kind of have this milky-like, whoops, wrong one, milky-like finish. Whoops. Okay. All right, sorry. Wasting one and throwing it in the trash because that could have kept us here for half an hour. Okay, and just a few more. Oh, hello. That guy doesn't want to come off. Okay, and this one will go here. And then we're just going to add some Link of Stella to our flower, which I'm not sure shows very well on screen, but it does in person, and it's really pretty. And that's that. That's our first card. I don't know if you can see on my end, when I have a full screen on my monitor, it's somewhat grainy for me. So I can't always tell if it's clear on your end. So let me know if it's not. And on my first card, you'll notice that I have this corner down. Well, what happened was I had another piece of DSP and I didn't care for the way it looked with this. So I just covered over it. And that's actually the pattern that's on the piece underneath. So I just didn't do the corner on this one because the pattern didn't really go with this version. So, all right. So there's our first card. Let's get some of this picked up here. Thanks, Jenny. Thank you, Tammy. So has anybody, well, so does anybody have, thanks, Tracy. Does anybody have an order ready for tomorrow? If you didn't know, which most of the people here probably do, it's free shipping tomorrow on orders of $75 or more here in the US. And I, of course, did not wait to place my pre-order because as a demonstrator, we get to pre-order product from new catalogs. And we have a new catalog coming out January 5th. And demonstrators have been able to order from it. And my pre-order is arriving today at some point. So I'm excited for that. But I think tomorrow I definitely need to order some basic white cardstock and maybe some backup blades. So it might not be a super fun order, but free shipping is always a great savings. So here's the second card we are going to make. This one is fairly easy too. Some die cuts from the paper. This is the first time I've used these in color matte dots. So we've got our card base here, the typical 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way here. So we're going to need a die from that. Okay. Get all this stuff out of here. There's our die cuts. And then other bits here. So these are, oh, you know what? I cut this wrong, but it's not, I don't think it's going to, I didn't cut it wrong. I just didn't cut it the way that I wanted it to be a top fold, but it's not going to matter. So these are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 rectangles that I just cut on the diagonal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere them to this 4 by 5 1/4 panel and then cut it down because I wanted the edges to be blocked instead of triangles on both ends or points. So I hope that makes sense. I'm sure that there is probably a smarter way to do this, but again, not my strong suit to figure that out. So let's get this lined up. I haven't used this suite very much. So I thought, you know, we have our new catalog coming out and everything. But I often forget about the great products that we have from the annual because I get so focused on the minis. So I'm just going to, whoops, there's a piece of vellum in there. I'm just going to cut this down. Okay, and then this needs to be 5 1/4. Okay, so there we have our panel. And then we need to do some die cutting. So we'll get those out of the way. And we need to cut down a square. Hopefully this isn't, of course it's too wide for the mini machine. Okay, cut that down a little bit. So we need to cut a square. This is, let me line this up. Okay, so we're going to cut a square from this piece of Highland Heather. trying to lean against my table so it doesn't shake so much. Okay, so we've got our square. I love these dies. I love that there's the stitching on the outside as well. Obviously wouldn't use this since my square's crooked. You could use it as a stencil though. And then we are going to take this beautiful background die from the Blossoming Happiness die set. This is part of the Hues of Happiness suite. And we are just going to die cut part of this into the square, just to give it a little bit extra. And it doesn't really matter which way you lay it. I kind of laid it at an angle. But it's going to look good whatever way you do it. Jim, you're cracking me up. And some of the pieces on this come all the way out, and some are just for added dimension. So I set something over. Oh, here we go. Okay. So I need to figure out. So I'm just going to undo this. This is our take your pick tool. I'm just going to take out the putty end and put on the brush end here so I can get some of these little pieces out. Actually, I'm going to do it from the back. I hope this isn't too annoying of a noise. I have a ton of these all over my chair, these little heart pieces. And it doesn't really matter if you don't get them all out. They're all super, you know, cute either way. Oh, this one decided to be a pickle. So I'll just leave it at that, or we could be here all day. And then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to stamp our sentiment. I need to find my ink here. Yeah, Santa. Tammy needs a lamp. You might want to specify, Tammy, what kind of lamp? Because you could get something strange. Okay, so we're going to stamp this greeting on here. Sorry if my head gets in the way. Question. Now, I always stamp before I die cut, just because maybe I won't get the sentiment or whatever it is stamped straight, and I can line up the die to cut it straight. Does anybody watching, or if you're watching the replay, die cut first and then stamp? I have seen people do that with all types of stamps, not just sentiments, flowers, animals. And I'm like, wow, I can't even usually successfully line up the two-step stamps before they're die cut. So she has that, Jenny. She actually has one of those. So I'm using this banner die from the Stylish Shapes. I want one of those lamps. I love it. I was watching that the other day. It's on HBO Max, as is the new, I don't know, my brain's blank. It's not the second version. Do you call it a sequel? Anyways, they made a new one with the cast grown up, and that's on HBO Max as well. I haven't watched all of it, but I just love when the dad's reading the box, the lamp comes in, and he's like, Fragile. Must be Italian. Yeah, she really does have it. Okay, so we cut that out with our banner die. So let's go ahead and start assembling. Holy moly. Okay. As I said, this was originally a top fold, but I am so used to cutting card bases. Yes, of course. Can't remember what it's called, but I'm used to cutting them this way. Is this a hot dog or a hamburger? I don't know. Where's Heather? Where are you, Heather? For your explain to me. I always forget. No, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, is this a hot dog? People watching this later that don't know me are going to be like, wow, lady. Oh no, did you? Oh, my Stampin' seal ran out. Please hold. I thought about this right before I went live and thought, oh, I should get a refill out. Hamburger is side fold. So this, Tammy, I mean, this is side fold, right? Hot dog is, okay, so I usually do top fold. Oh, I see what, so if this was going this way, this would be hamburger. I never make cards that go that direction. I don't know why. I need to clean my dispenser. Any tips for cleaning the residue off your dispenser? Goof off, maybe? All right. I found the other day when I was looking for my blades, which ended up being in a drawer in my desk instead of in my normal drawers, I found snail. Hot dogs are longer, so assume, oh, thank you. Hot dogs are longer, so assume that's the reasoning. Okay, that will help me. I know it's funny. So, did I bump my, oh, maybe that's my monitor that went sideways. So in school, when we had to learn the symbols for greater than, less than, to this day, I still do this to myself because this is L, so less than goes that way. Some people used to do, what was it, like alligator? I can't remember that they called these different things, and like the alligator ate the bigger number and the crocodile ate the, I don't know. Anyway, that's me adulting. Okay, so I am going to put the flowers down first, or the flower. And on this one, I used this Coastal Cabana flower, but there was not a single one left on the 2 sheets of 12 by 12 DSP that I had of this pattern. No Coastal Cabana. Jenny says, I stick with landscape and portrait. I can't even remember the hot hamburger hot dog when teaching first grade. I know, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, landscape and portrait. I guess I do portrait the most. I'm trying to branch out. Okay, so let's get our triple leaf stuck down first. Well, actually, I'm going to hold this here so I kind of know what I'm doing. So I can, gosh, I've got adhesive on my thumb. Okay. And then the flower goes down. Oops, I don't want to do it on the wrong side. Oh, Cookie Monster wants the greatest number of cookies. That's smart and easy to remember. I like that. Lordy. When I have to, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an occasion where I actually had to use the alphabet, but I still say it in my head. Does anybody else say it in their head? I'm trying to think of a reason why I would need to say, I don't know. Imagine a reason it comes up and I've still got to say it all in my head. Okay, so I'm going to put the sentiment down here. Let's see, is that straight? Okay. All right, I got that. And now we are going to put on our 2022-2024 in color matte dots. You know, friends, I don't have a lot of luck with this putty tool. I'm sure it's operator error. Let's see if we can get him to flip over. There we go. They're all just hanging off. One more. Oh, the guy's going to get putty stuck to him. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, he's going in the scrap bin. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right. And there is card number 2. Super, well, I don't know if I'd say super simple, but it's simple. It's simple enough. Whoops. Hey, I don't know where that guy was supposed to. Oh, I didn't even do him. Who knows, friends? I got 2 leaves. Oh, I bet he fell off of this. I'm like, why do I have this random leaf over here? Okay. So there's card 2. How are we doing on time? Well, it's 20 till. We'll see. I don't want to keep people here for too long. You know, suppose you could just drop off and if you wanted to. Okay, so here's card number 3. More die cutting, and I don't know if you can see the embossing. It's kind of, I'm trying to, you see it? It's using the eucalyptus. Keep going. Okay, Tammy, I'll keep going. So that's using the eucalyptus 3D folder. Another one that I forget about. Okay, so we are going to have a hamburger fold card. And we are not going to need those dies. So this is a regular A2 hamburger fold. And then we have got another piece of Pool Party here that is, I'm trying to see if I'm, okay, so this is 5 by 3 5/8, and we are going to emboss this. It barely fits through the mini. So let me, I don't know if it'll fit through the mini the direction I need it. So we'll see. So these embossing folders are really, oh, I don't know if you can see it with the glare. No. Anyways, these embossing folders are really pretty. So let's see if I can get this to work. Okay, so I want this to be on the top there. And for this, I need this one and I need this one. Well, that's what it says. No, I don't. I need one. Oh, Lord, people. So organized, yet not so organized. Here we go. Actually, I don't know if that works. Did that work? 3D 1 and 4. No, that didn't work. This is a 3D folder. Oh, you guys. Oh my gosh. I wish I could edit that out. Wow. Well, this didn't really want to go through, so that's kind of confusing. I wonder if maybe you have to stagger with these two. Nope, it just wants to bring the plate 4 through. So, back to the big machine. I think I'm just going to keep the big machine out. I don't know. Obviously, other people have better luck with this, but I really struggle with it, as you can tell. Okay, now I need to find, all right, so we've got a clear plate. We need this, and we need, oh no, we need this and this. Okay. So many plates. All right, here we go. Thanks, Tammy. I know, Lord. I don't know why those wouldn't go through. Maybe, whoa, sorry. Maybe I could have just used a clear plate and something else in the mini. Okay, there we go. You guys see that? So pretty. I don't like when they get rid of embossing folders. I love embossing folders. Love, love, love. Maybe I need a little sticky note somewhere on my computer to remind me of the plates. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and adhere this down, and this gets adhered down at an angle. Patty, don't watch. She's not on right now, but if you watch the replay, don't watch. All right, and then here we have a 3x4. Panel that is also going to go at an angle. We have our little die cuts here. It really does, Jenny. And it's so quick just to run it through. And I absolutely love dry embossing. The folders we have are just stunning. And such a great price point too, really, for it adds so much to your card. And they're like, what, $10? I think some are a little less than $10, $9, $10. Oh, I love them. And I'm so sad to see the ones from Christmas going. Usually I get rid of all my Christmas stuff, but I think I'm going to keep some this year because there's so many of them that I just love. All right, so let's put our popped up flower down first, and we'll stick our leaves down. Oops, stuck to my finger. And then let's see if I might have to put him under the dot. I had the blue flower on the original card right here actually was not a full flower. Sorry. It's not going to work. It was one that was kind of off the paper. People watch me craft and think, wow, she just, she does things a weird way. So it was easy to tuck under because it wasn't full, but I wasn't sure with this one. Oh, Lordy. Okay, and then we have our Coastal Cabana rose. Oh, this is such a pretty sweet. And all of these flowers would be really pretty to put Link of Stella on. All right, let's stamp our sentiment in Night of Navy. And to cut this out, we are using the Beautiful Shapes dies. I'm going to use one of the hexagons. I love how many different die sets we have with versatile shapes in them right now. I don't think shape dies should ever go away. Well, unless they're like maybe really weird shapes people won't use. Okay, can't find my chamois. Oh, excuse me. I didn't put the cats out of the bedroom last night. Well, I thought I did. I thought I put out Felix, who is the one that likes to wake me up at the crack of dawn. So I thought General was just left in the bedroom. So I closed the door. And then a few minutes later, there was Felix on my legs. And I was like, well, okay. I'm not going to get up now. So, you know, he doesn't let me sleep. I don't know why he wants me to get up. I go downstairs and I feed him, and then he doesn't eat because he's a cat. All right. I can't remember. Here, I'm just going to do this. I said I was going to keep the big machine out, and then I put it behind me, I think. It's so cute. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. And if you have a Trader Joe's, my daughter got the boys a little cat advent calendar from Trader Joe's. It's so cute. And there's just little cat treats inside. And they get really excited when I go to open it and open the little package that all the treats are in. They eat a couple and then they're like, never mind. Okay, so here is our sentiment. And then I need to cut a piece of Pool Party shimmer ribbon. Oh, this ribbon's so pretty. I am really liking I have one of the ribbons from the new catalog that I got as part of On Stage, and it is called, it's bordered ribbon in Night of Navy, and it is so pretty. And I really like it because if you have our current In Color ribbons, the ones that kind of look like this but are more sheer, I'm not a huge fan of those. I like this, that they have a little more substance, this Night of Navy one. So I'm really thrilled with that. All right, I need to cut this. This is cut kind of wonky. Let's see if I can not butcher it. No, it's good enough. Okay, so then we're just going to put this under here where our sentiment is going to go. Oh, come on. That'll be good enough. Okay, and then we're going to put a dimensional right here and a little bit of seal over here because we don't want that to double stick up since it's going on a popped up flower. Here's that. And then we're going to grab our In Color jewels. I have not used these very much either, and I think I'm going to order some more tomorrow. I really like these. Isn't it pretty, Jenny? I really like it too. I'm excited to see some of the other ribbon that's in the catalog. I like the look of the ribbon that goes with, I'm going to butcher it. If anybody remembers the name, since I can't show my catalog, the inside of my catalog on screen, it's the new suite that has the shell and bird, like the new ocean type suite. there is a ribbon in there that is ombre, and I want to say it's white and the blue is the ombre, balmy blue, maybe. Anyways, it looks really, really, really pretty. Oh, hello. This thing is crooked as all get out. Okay, card 3, friends. Let me shove it right in your face. So there we go. These colors are making me happy. I feel like, you know, we do so much Christmas stuff this time of year, other holidays, and I love those colors too. I'm a huge fan of non-traditional Christmas colors, but I am really liking these, brighter colors here, especially because in the part of Oregon I'm in, we do tend to get a lot of gray skies. And I did not used to have any qualms about the gray skies and the rain, but I have found as I've gotten older, it has become much more of a struggle for me. So, and I'm born and raised here in this general area. So I grew up with it, but I don't know. I guess I just need more sunshine, even if it's cold. Don't know why he's out here. I'm sure I'll figure it out later. Okay. I do too, Tammy. Thank you. I do too. I forget about them. And so I thought, you know what? Our retiring list is out. Our carryover list is out. We've got a couple more weeks of the holiday mini catalog, which is not technically what it's called, but it's what I call it. It will always be the holiday catalog to me. And I was like, I need to get out some other stuff. I need to play with some stuff. And because I think a lot of people forget about it, even if you're not a demonstrator with the new stuff that comes out. So I don't know why I have 2 pieces. Oh boy. Don't mind me. I should just stop saying, I don't know what this is, because everybody knows that I have no clue what I'm doing over here. Okay, so card 4, thank you for sticking with me, is going to be this. This one is pretty simple. And there's an easy way to hide your vellum. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have this vellum fold over the top of this DSP panel. And I did not want to score it with my trimmer because I tend to press too hard. And I had taken out the stylus end for my take your pick tool. But at this point in the game, who knows where that ended up. So we're just going to do this really quick. And I will just not press very hard and make sure I use the scoring blade. I did that the other day. I used the cutting blade instead of the scoring blade and just sliced my paper. Hopefully this doesn't. Sometimes vellum can tend to crack and break when you score it. That's why I didn't want to use that. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Just have to be gentle. And then I do need to cut this with the basic border die. And again, I am sure there is a much smarter way to do this, but this is how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to lay this down where I want this to cut, and I'm just going to stick a Post-it note. Wow, can't be smarter than the Post-it note. I'm just going to stick a Post-it note on it, but I need to center it more. And then I'm going to have to run it through the big machine because the die is too wide for the baby machine. Okay, hopefully I can find all my plates. You know what I think would be cool? I think it would be cool if if we had colored plates or tinted plates, because I mislay my clear plates all the time. And yes, they end up being right in plain sight. But if you craft like I do and just throw stuff everywhere, you can lose them under a lot of things, which happens to me quite a bit. All right. So here we have our vellum panel. So I want to be careful with that. And you can save this piece here for something else if you want. I love this vellum too. I often forget about it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to put some adhesive right there on that fold. And we're just going to fold it over the top here. Let's see, make sure it's straight. I don't think I scored it straight. There we go. And then we're going to adhere this to the card. I don't know why my paper is shorter than it's supposed to be. Maybe I'll just cut the bottom off. I do that sometimes. That may even be what I did here. And then you can put a little bit of adhesive down here if you want to hold your flap down, because it's going to be covered by this sentiment anyway. All right, so let's get our other stamp here, which is, I used this on another card as well, because I needed something that would fit the die cut. And for this sentiment, we are going to use the Hues All That dies. Or I think they're just called All That. Yeah, All That dies. Another great set with some shapes in it. Sometimes when I stick the Post-it down, I don't get it straight. Okay. I'll bring this back over because we know this is going to fit. Oh, thank you so much, Jenny. That's so kind of you. There's definitely a way to make simple cards and add a little extra touch to them without having to do a ton of additional work. And that's another thing about our designer series paper. They do a lot of work for you. You are so welcome, Tammy. If anybody here has watched my stream that I did with Tammy when her and Jim were visiting, I had told her I would send her my extra mini. I finally just got it out to her. So, and I had an extra set of All That dies. So I included those in there for her too. That's what she is calling me Mrs. Claus for. Okay, so we have our sentiment, and then I'm just going to cut some Garden green ribbon. I am so glad this carried over. This ribbon, if we had it in a ton of colors, I would be so happy. This ribbon is amazing and it ties like a dream. Please give us more. Okay. So I might have cut this too short, but we shall see. I like this technique because it looks like a bow, but it's not a bow. It looks like a bow if you don't cut it too short. To bring this down here. It's so funny when I make cards for my live, like, you know, the samples. Things just tend to go a lot smoother than when I do them. Ah, you're the best. Okay, we're going to have to scrap that. And we're going to have to go extra long. Yeah, this is how it really works here. Lots of do-overs. I don't ever measure my ribbon. I think this is actually off center, but I just cut an eyeball, as you can see. Okay. And then I cut off the ends if I mean, obviously those ends are way too long. So, yep, this is how I do it. And I never measured. I mean, I would measure like my obviously my card bases. That's pretty simple. But I never measured anything else. I eyeballed everything and I would either like make a scratch on it with my nail or mark it with a pen or pencil and then cut. I've never measured until recently. Measurements definitely help though. Just always been an eyeballer. Okay. So we'll just put our sentiment on there. See if that's straight. I love vellum. I'm so glad that we have patterned vellum. I just think it's so pretty. No, sorry, ribbon. I'm going to butcher this. I just know. Don't get butchered. Butchered, but we'll try to cut it the other way. This little end's going to end up being a nib. All right. Well, if we cut it anymore, it's not going to survive. So I'll try to fix that later. And then we are going to use the Elegant Faceted Gems. These are some of my favorite. Let's see what I have left on this one. And we're just going to use the clear ones. There are some ones that kind of have more of a shimmery finish, which are really pretty. I just love these. And put one down here. Put one here. I'm gonna turn this. Oops, sorry. Turn that over there. And then I just need. Oh no, I have one. This one right here. And there. And there is card number 4. We did it. I thought it was going to say, well, we're just about an hour. I think I started at 2:04. So I think we're at an hour. So let me bring out the other cards really quick. So we can see everything that we made today. Hopefully I can fit them on. I'll do this because 2 of them are hamburgers. There we go. There's the cards that we made today, all with the Hues of Happiness suite. am I coloring again, Tammy? I'm sure I should know this because I probably said something that I've already forgotten. Oh, color my embellishments that are clear. I always forget about that. We'll just pretend I colored these. How about that? Okay, so there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed creating these with me today. And if you do happen to recreate any of them, please, please, please share them with me anywhere on my Facebook business page or private message me. I would love to see them. And whatever you create them with, doesn't have to be this sweet. I would love to see those. So thank you so much. I will be back next week with some more projects. I cannot believe next week is going to be so close to Christmas. Crazy. I can't believe it's going to be 2023. I'm not ready. I do not want to have another birthday. I mean, I do in the sense that I want to be alive, but I don't want to get any older. So anyway, that's a topic for another day. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to me. I am more than happy to answer any questions or help with anything that you need. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a fabulous weekend. And I will see you online. Thanks, everybody.